There's a lot going on in the world right now, and it can feel a bit heavy. You might be reflecting more about your legacy. How do you want to remember this time in your life? What is the footprint you want to leave behind? For our son Cullen, we always imagined baseball would be a part of his legacy. But after receiving a wish from Make-A-Wish Alaska and Washington, he realized his legacy would be, in part, granting wishes for more children. Growing up, Cullen was a healthy child who loved to play sports, especially baseball. It was his passion. He lived it and he breathed it with every possible moment. He was a very active kid, so we didn't think twice when he came home from school one day with what we thought was a sprained finger. Like most parents, we told him to be more careful and take it easy. 4 to 6 weeks later, Cullen was still experiencing pain, so we took him to the doctor again. That's when a blood test revealed that Cullen had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. In a relatively short time, the arthritis had spread throughout Cullen's body, and he was in a tremendous amount of pain. I remember seeing him on the floor of his bedroom, sobbing uncontrollably because the pain was just too much. It was excruciating to see him like this with no resolution in sight. We were finally able to get the pain under control. However, Cullen wasn't out of the woods. We noticed that he was now having trouble breathing, doing the most basics of tasks. It was then that he was diagnosed with obstructive lung disease. Cullen's lung capacity was reduced to only 25%. It was clear he would no longer be able to play baseball. It was at that point that Cullen was listed to get a double lung transplant at Stanford. Nothing prepares you for a schedule that was once filled with all-star baseball games to one that is filled with a constant string of doctor and medical appointments, continually changing medications, regular trips to Seattle Children's Hospital and Stanford, and ongoing lengthy hospital stays both in and out of ICU. The complexity of Cullen's condition was matched by the complexity of his care team. At one point, I had a 6-inch 3-ring binder and several notebooks that I would carry with me to take notes about his medical condition, how his body was reacting to the medications, and what procedures we should consider. Cullen's doctors cared as much about his mental well-being as they did about his physical well-being. It was during this time that the doctor said he was eligible to have a wish through Make-A-Wish. And that is when a remarkable shift changed in our lives. Cullen got to dream and have something to look forward to. Knowing how much Cullen loved baseball, it was no surprise he wanted to meet his favorite player, Felix Hernandez. On his wish day, the two of them talked as though they had been longtime friends. They shared their love of the game with each other and talked about pitching strategies. They went to Felix's locker, where he gave Cullen one of his gloves that he had used in a previous game. Cullen was amazed that he gave this to him. He treasured the gift and the time that he spent with Felix. He kept the glove in his room in a special case. This was Felix's very first wish that he ever granted, but you would have never have known this because he was so warm and welcoming and eased with Cullen, as though they had been lifelong friends. Each of the Seattle Mariners welcomed us and made us feel so special. Cullen described it as the greatest day ever. It was a spectacular day and one that we will never forget. Cullen's Make-A-Wish experience was life-changing for him and the rest of our family. We had one fun-filled, joyous day together that was normal. There were no doctor appointments, tests, hospitals, nor pain. Cullen went home much happier and with a better outlook on life. He also had a more positive mindset and didn't take things too serious. He found the hope in life, and it helped him through the many challenges that we had ahead of us. Having something to look forward to when each day is full of worry, fear, and the boredom of treatment is an unbelievably powerful gift. It teaches kids that they are not only cherished by their families, but by those in their community. That experience changed him. He now had a personal mission. It was his dream to raise money to help ensure that every eligible child would receive the healing and transformational gift of a wish, just as he had. Because of that, Cullen's fundraising efforts resulted in more than $100,000 being raised for our local Make-A-Wish chapter. Today, being here, you are a part of Cullen's legacy. Right now, there are more than 600 children waiting for their wishes. These kids need their wishes to be granted, and they need your help. Today, we celebrate 35 years of wishes and the support of our community. You too can be a part of that legacy and making a difference in the life of a child with a critical illness. Please give as generously as you can and know that every dollar is essential because right now, wishes are waiting. Thank you.